Terrible games have been around for ages, from 1982 being the infamous terrible E.T. game for its terrible gameplay and rushed development, which is believed to be the straw that broke the camel's back for the gaming market to crash in 1983. We are only scratching the surface of terrible games like Big Rig over-the-road racing, which had multiple bugs, lack of proper gameplay, and became one of the worst rated games on Metacritic, as well as game rankings. To quickly list a couple terrible games like Superman 64.
It seems like Superman was drinking a lot last night because all he keeps doing is crashing into the side of fucking buildings!
Big Bumpin', Sonic the Hedgehog, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic and the Secret Rings. Let's just be honest, a large quantity of Sonic games could just be on this list, but I don't want to go mentally insane.
I pretended I was a bar of soap and gave them all the slip.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which is a great Men at Work song, but a terrible game. Ghostbusters, Bugsy, The Woolies Strike Back, Charlie's Angels.
Are you shitting me? That is the actual sound effect that they used for her taking damage?
Mortal Kombat Special Forces. Moving on to some modern day dumpster fires like Hunt Down the Freeman.
Aliens are coming. We've been compromised.
Spit it out, Corporal.
Oh, Colonel. We are so fucked.
For fuck's sake, man.
Everybody take possession. Mitchell, you gotta get...
Skull Island Rise of King Kong. Concord, which didn't even last a month. Lord of the Rings Gollum. Skull and Bones. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. Redfall and Battlefield 2042. There are so many modern day examples of just terrible games, it's been getting worse each and every year. As well as the indie scene has been getting largely better every year, except for a certain amount of games that pop up like Garden of Banban, which comes out and I have to wonder myself, why do people like this, and am I just too old or just too stupid to understand? I'll say a bit of both, really. Just a quick side note, any game which does involve NFTs is a terrible game straight off the bat, because those games are terrible on purpose, and people who play them don't actually play games, they're only interested in the monetization of NFTs, and this is the new future of currency, which is quite stupid if you actually think about it for more than 1 second, and realize that it's a complete utter scam, and you're falling for it every single time. Bad games can become good games. Some are just so bad it's funny to absolutely play, but there are other examples which I find more interesting. Games like Fallout 76, No Man's Sky, Cyberpunk, which were plagued with overpromises, delays, buggy glitches, monetization issues, and so much more. But over time, the developers of these games improved and focused on making the game a better experience for the community, as well as fixing the reputation they had. Unfortunately, we are not going to be talking about one of these games. We're going to be talking about a mobile game. The world of mobile games is simply a garbage dump, and I'm the garbage man. Being over-sexual, disgusting, and showing you a false product, I would even say being on the borderline on being illegal. We're going to be taking a look at one mobile game named 4X My Empire. 4X My Empire is co-published by Miracle Games Inc., which is not a miracle, it's more like a tragedy which I have to deal with. I might have to get cancelling after this video. Their company seems to make low quality mobile games, and they're mostly based in China. Is that really anyone's surprise?
China, 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 China.
This terrible game, which flew under the radar for too long. I was made aware of this game and company in 2023 because they were stealing For Honor content to make it seem like it was out of their own game. Unfortunately, I went down the rabbit hole and I found it wasn't just For Honor that they were stealing from, but it was a large quantity of popular and indie games in the space. Typical mobile game ads like to make it seem like their game is either really easy or having over-sexual ads, which when it comes to 4X My Empire, I would have to say that this is one of the worst games to ever exist because of the fact that it's stealing content from a large quantity of other games. If the company uses material titles from other games without permission, it can face copyright infringement lawsuits, leading to a potential legal and financial consequences and even a cease and desist. Now, you may say I can't judge the game because I haven't played it. It could be really good. Don't worry, I'm not only going to torture myself by playing this game, which I would rather eat a bunch of nails and a tall glass of petrol, with the added bonus of getting Chinese malware on my computer. This is going to be a real men's game. What was that? What? Just a little sound and that was it. Huh? What the fuck was that? Some Arabian sounding music for what I'm like looking at as like barbarians-esque type of thing. Weird as hell. Why is there Indian music now? And why is it like only... What? They could only afford a loop.
This situation requires decisive action.
Right.
Would you like
What was
You
that?
can use the right mouse button to direct your unit's movement.
What am I watching? What the fuck? Oh my god.
I have some
Oh
information
my god,
that
shut
may be
up.
of use.
Please. What is... Isn't this the next button? Alright, cool. Can I exit out of this now, or what?
Would you like to hear a joke?
What the actual fuck did you just say to me right now? Get out of my sight. Get out of my sight.
What is this? What the fuck is this?
My man! I shoot! I shoot a man!
What? That's crazy!
Oh my god, when will this be over? I actually have to, I didn't even realize I have to wait seconds just to... Oh, that's so bad. This is the worst game I've ever played. Look how many things are on the screen right now. Holy shit. Oh my god. What the hell am I looking at? Oh my god.
Shut the fuck up. Know your fucking place, trash.
1 hour later.
I played 4X My Empire for an hour, and unfortunately I'll never get that hour back. So what can I talk about the game, and is it good? Is it bad? Well, to put it simply, it is a worse version of Rise of Kingdoms in every single way. How it's set up is just so numbingly bad in every single way. It's not a good game, it's very laggy, it's very ugly to look at. The music, oh my god, I wanted to bash my head against the wall because of the music. They have a loop of a song for about 3 seconds and they continuously loop it. So you always hear it and it's so obviously bad. I can't describe it any other way. When you're doing the tutorial, it takes forever. It just doesn't get it over and done with and then let you do what you want to do. It just continues to stay. and it's so boring as hell. Like, the guy that pops up to tell you tutorial things, he'll literally repeat a phrase. Use the right mouse button to click your characters or people. It's just, he repeats it so much, and it's just like, are you kidding me? What am I listening to?
You can use the right mouse button to direct your unit's movement.
And then you got like campaign battles and stuff like that, which look absolutely funny to watch. It was funny as hell, but it's just so terrible. It's not even. It's hard for me to talk about this because, like, how can I really describe in different ways how bad this game is besides just saying how bad it is? It's a mobile game for starters. It doesn't have much going for it, and second of all, just look at it. It looks terrible. The game seems to be setting of like a Roman type of theming with this game, which the promotional art that it stole from every other game has nothing to do with Romans, so they definitely failed in that aspect. It's just, why would you want to play this game when you can play Rise of Kingdoms? Now, I'm not sponsored by Rise of Kingdoms. If you're listening Rise of Kingdoms and you want to support me, please, I'll gladly accept your money. I'll accept any money of yours. Please contact me down below if you want. But I've played Rise of Kingdoms before. I played it a lot. I enjoyed it. You could choose multiple different factions like Samurai, Knights, Vikings, Romans, I think it was Egyptians as well. The ads were terrible, but they were kind of like funny. Like, I have more power than you was always a really funny thing, especially like when people made edits of that. Really good.
Are you sure this will work?
I have 20 million power and Rise of Kingdom.
When I look at the game and I'm actually playing it, there is thousands of different type of pop-ups on your screen. Like, it's so, your screen is so cluttered with just random stuff. Like, you got the company's little logo and account in the corner. You have other just random pop-ups everywhere. It just looks so crowded. It's worse than a Ubisoft game, which they usually always have the screen crowded as hell. So that's somehow surprising. The only positive thing I could give this game is that I don't get pop-ups of spend my money here, like 24/7, or actual ads. So that's obviously a positive, but I only played it for an hour, so maybe it was giving me a false pretense to continue playing, and then once I went over the hour mark and into more of the further game, it would obviously pop up. But I don't know. The cutscenes themselves are so goofy and lame. It's just so weird, as well as like the graphics on it are so pixelated, it's not funny. It's like I'm watching a video in 240p. What else is really bad about this game? Besides, like, the voice acting makes no sense. I remember I clicked on like one of the warriors and he just says, "You want to hear a joke?" Like, that's all he says. Every time you click on him to put a piece of armor on him, that's all he'll say. "You want to hear a joke?" It's like, yeah, the joke is that this game exists, for me at least. It's goddamn bad, then it's just terrible. You wouldn't believe it as well, when I was playing, I had to do some like quest to accept like this reward because I did something, and I was trying to back out of one of the menus, but the X button wouldn't work, so I was permanently stuck on that screen for a while, so all I had to do was exit out of the game and reopen it up again. So I found my first bug, and I've only been playing for an hour. So that doesn't tell me that this game's good at all. And yeah, it's just a mess. This game is a mess, it looks a mess, it sounds like a mess, and how I describe it in other words besides being a terrible rip-off of Rise of Kingdoms and other games like that, which are a lot better for you to play and waste your time on, this game feels like a kid from high school made it, and they only did it to get through the grade, and that was it. And they passed with a C, and that's all they wanted. That's what it feels like to me, but on a worse scale. This game treated me like I'm an idiot, and that I have nothing in my brain. I feel like I lost chromosomes while playing this game. It was so numbingly boring, stupid. There was just... the sound effects were just like your stock image sound effects where you would just get for free. This game tells me that there was no passion behind it. It's not like the old mobile games of my generation, like Plants vs. Zombies or anything like that. It's nothing like that. And even like newer mobile games which come out here and there, which are kind of alright games, yeah, it doesn't beat any of those. Even like the modern slop games, I think, are at least even more better for you to play than this. It's not a funny bad, it's just bad. Like, I don't get any enjoyment out of this at all. Let's move on to the real reason why I'm discussing this terrible mobile game is due to its fact of stealing from For Honor. If you don't know, I am a For Honor content creator, which is not anything to be impressed by, but because of that, I felt it was my solemn duty to discuss this terrible game. 4X My Empire, real SLG game, new style of play, 20 million downloads, real man's game. Yeah, that's just terrible. Has terrible marketing in the slightest, and that's just For Honor. So there is so many examples of For Honor being taken from. They've taken just concept art of For Honor, just normal screenshots of the game. They've also taken concept art from like actual of the characters being concept art from a certain concept artist as well, who is really good at what they do. So
Is this a joke?
give them support. I don't think they would be very much happy with their concept art for a game being stolen to promote some shitty mobile game. For Honor is one of the biggest games that they've decided to take, obviously, art from and to use for their mobile games, but it's not the only one. The next game is Conqueror's Blade, again which I've never played, so I can't really discuss it too much, but I find it funny that they've made one ad with the exact same image and they've decided to make another ad with the exact same image. They love the ad so much they want to use it again. Play for free! New 3D? What does that even mean? Like, what? What does new 3D mean? Like, it... huh? Now, the next one that they've stolen from Conqueror's Blade is really sneaky and is very deceptive. So they've taken a knight which is originally blue and changed the background as well as the knight himself purple so they could get away with it. Unfortunately, I'm not that stupid, so obviously it can't go by me, but this is terrible. And I love the ad still saying new 3D game, this 20 million download stuff which makes no sense, new style of play, I don't know what the fuck that means. 4X My Empire, the Empire needs you. Yeah, I don't think it does. I think the Empire needs to fall, buddy. Moving on to Elder Scrolls. Yep, Elder Scrolls has had the fate of this game taking art and promotional art from them as well. I like that this ad has, obviously, a little sub box saying knight and an arrow pointing to the character, like I can't tell. This game thinks I lick windows for a living. Moving on to another one from Elder Scrolls. Men's game, yep. And I love how I can't actually see the other text, like real SLG game, because it's in white, not black. Like, that's obviously a very bad design feature there. Start with farming, logging on, building and training to build an empire of your own, city, jargon, yeah, all that type of stuff. Yep, it's lovely. Still looks terrible, and I still find it funny that they've taken it from another Elder Scrolls game, promotional art. For this next one, you should toss a coin to your local Witcher because he's going to need it. Unfortunately, he's that down bad, he's had to be in an ad for a Chinese terrible game.
Fuck.
Now this is quite funny to me. I wonder if the Witcher's magical abilities in this Chinese version is to actually summon tanks, as well as the Winnie the Pooh, Xi Jinping. That would be funny. But unfortunately, yeah, they have also got the Witcher from the Wild Hunt. I don't know why they would do that. It's kind of strange. Now moving on to Dark Souls 3, not just any concept art or just images from Dark Souls 3 that they're using, but they're using fan art of Dark Souls 3. So you can clearly tell that they're not opposed just to stealing random fan art of great games just to use in their shitty mobile game ads. The next one is something that I've never heard of, called The Legends of Runeterra. I think from what I can tell, it's some sort of Hearthstone card game type of situation. Yeah, that's all I can really add to it. I'm not looking into this game, but they did steal promotional art from this game, so... Now moving on to Mordhau. I love reading these ads because they're such in broken English, it's not funny. Men's game? This game, play for free? Is my empire's favorite game? This is just absolutely stupid. I know I'm dyslexic, but holy shit, this is garbage. Now, I couldn't exactly find the accurate knight that they stole from. It was quite difficult, but I found a knight which is the closest to the original knight in this promotional art. So I don't know if someone on their team actually played Mordhau and, like, you know, just used their own knight or something, or they found this image of this knight somehow in the deepest dark parts of the corner of the internet. I have no clue. Now moving on to Chivalry 2. Now I got the original ad as well as the screenshot that someone actually went out of their way to talk to 4X My Empire about stealing other games' promotional arts. Now obviously they gave the most generic feedback answer ever, like they'll fix it and sort and talk back to their team, but they don't care because one, they're in China and I'm pretty sure the laws over there can't really touch them overly too much, so they can get away with a lot of this type of stuff. And as you can already tell, they've done this multiple times and they don't care. The only reason why I don't think they're doing it as much now is because their game is basically dead and they don't care about continuing funding it, or at least trying to support it. They probably have a skeleton crew on it, like 1 or 2 people, just to see if they can get any little bit more doubloons out of the weird people who are actually spending money on this game.
But wait, there's more.
Don't worry everyone, there are more terrible ads. These ones I couldn't find what they were stealing from like the others, so more fun there, but these ones are really funny. So let's go through them, shall we? Now this one is just broken English all across the board. Men's game. This game, play for free. My empire's favorite game. Game, let's play. Real men's game. Build your city, let's play. 4X My Empire, real man's game. I don't think I've ever seen more of play, game, and man in a sentence more than my life. We got this one. I think this was probably one of their original ones because it says adult game, not men's game. So I think this could have been one of their first early ads before they decided to go with the men's game type of feel of everything. It looks so stupid. I can't believe it's actually real. This looks like a beginning of a porno. Moving on to one of their most favorite ads of mine, which is just so hilarious. Men's game, but they decide to put a female knight on the cover, which I find very hilarious because they're trying to market to men, or at least in some capacity. I'm not too sure what they're really trying to do. I don't think it's really working out for them, but this is just funny. I decided to see what else I could find about 4X My Empire. I found that they have a YouTube channel with 1 video and they have less subscribers than I do, so I find that very hilarious, but there's nothing really interesting there. So I decided to continue looking. I do know that they had at one stage an Instagram. They don't anymore, so they've either deleted it or Instagram deleted it by purpose or by accident. I'm not too sure really. But they do have a Facebook. Obviously, looking at their Facebook, it's pretty generic and just terrible. A lot of more terrible ads, really bad ones of people's faces on like character models that don't look right, or definitely AI mixed with actual human hands and stuff like that to make it try and look real. It's bad. The Facebook had 2 brilliant ads, which I'm going to discuss. The first one is clearly an AI generated man, or possibly partially a real man, mixed with other people's parts and just really made looking shiny, but I'm not too sure on that fact. And he's holding a massive weapon that he found at the junkyard, with the hilt and the bottom of the weapon being completely impractical. It looks like he's grabbed a can opener as well as some type of giant shoe. Looking at the other ad gives me nightmares. Her face looks so scary. I don't think I'll be able to sleep for many nights. The best way I could describe what I'm looking at is if you ever watched the movie Small Soldiers, and there is a scene in that film where the enemy soldier toys bring to life a bunch of Barbie girls to kill and obviously the main protagonist. A lot of the Barbie girls' face are very terrifying and looks like they've all been melted down with plastic. And that's the best way I could describe what I'm looking at.
He's just kind of there. Is there a way to talk to these kind of people?
Dude, just talk to him.
It's not that simple, okay? There's a process to this.
Now, would you believe that I've also found that they have a Discord server? It looks like a wasteland in this Discord server. All you'll really find is admins just continuously adding everyone for their codes to use for the game. And you also find people that are completely complaining about the game, either on how bad the game is, how the game is a scam, how the game is being scammed by other people, how people are either getting banned, how you shouldn't play it, as well as people honestly telling them how much they've spent on the game. One person, I believe, said that they spent around 2k on the game a month. And if that is true, I feel really bad for you, and please allow me to call some mental services for you to help you in this crisis. There is no redeeming qualities with this game. It's downright terrible, tedious, and boring. You'd rather spend your time playing a decent, better game for mobile like Plants vs. Zombies, or even, like I've stated, Rise of Kingdoms. You could do so much more better with any other mobile game. And if you don't want to do that, there's better games on console which are for free, which I'd rather recommend you play and spend money on than this. At the end of the day, my opinion on this game is that it has no redeeming qualities for being a rip-off game. It's just a game which steals promotional art from other games to try and boost its game. It has no real redeeming quality of enjoyment of it. And it's not even a funny bad which I would play and I'd make fun of, and which would still be a decent time to play. If I was you, I would stay far away from this game, and if any developers are watching this video, if it is possible and if you could, I would definitely try and take legal action, but I don't think you can due to it being a Chinese company, and I'm pretty sure that they'll probably weasel their way out of it, just like every other terrible scam game or product. If you don't hear from me in a while, I've been kidnapped by the Chinese government because I am disrespecting their terrible games, and please send help.
Mày chửi thề tao bắn mày liền á. Tụi tao bắn mày á. Mày tưởng tao có súng hả? Tao bắn mày á. Có súng đây nè.
With that, I'll see you next time, and please don't forget to like and subscribe because it really does help out the channel. Alrighty, goodbye.